Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be installing quite a stereo in this classic Chev Silverado. I got to clean off the truck a little bit. It's got quite a bit of snow on it. Woke up this morning, snow covered on the ground. So we will be changing out that factory radio, putting in a Pioneer unit, adding a backup camera, along with a whole host of speakers. We got some ARC audio back there, we got some ground zero, some dbdrive. So let's see if we can't make this truck sound a little bit better and get started on it. Stick around. Alright, here we are in the truck. As you can see, it is just your standard everyday early 2000s Chev dash. If you've been doing car audio for any length of time, you've probably seen a couple hundred of these by now. They're fairly simple. Take out the little mat there and work this across. And the whole front will pop out. And just kind of work it around your gear shift. And then you have your connectors for your cigarette lighters and your traction control here on the back. Once those are undone, it'll show you where the radio is. Now, always make sure hit that eject button, make sure there's no CD in there before you do anything. And I like to double check, make sure that all the speakers are working. That way, if there's any issues, you can fix it before you put everything back together and have to troubleshoot stuff. Then take the radio out. There's 6-7 screws around the outside of this. And you can see them. There's 3 right here, 3 right here. Which releases your heater controls and then your radio. Then you disconnect the back and you have something to go throw in the dumpster, play hockey with, whatever. So now to head over to the bench, start getting things wired up for this harness, and go from there. Alright, here we are on the bench, getting ready to hook everything up. As you can see, we have the Pioneer unit. It's DMH-W2770NEX. It's just a media player, no CD. It has your Android Auto, your Apple CarPlay. It has 1.5 amp USB charging. It has 3 sets RCA outputs. It's just a simple, nice radio. We have a couple different harnesses here. Comes with your remote, Bluetooth microphone. Then you have your regular harness there. I'm going to put all these back because I don't want to lose any of them yet. So there's the harness for this radio. We're going to be using the crux interface module, the SOC GM-18. Normally if you watch this show, you see me use a lot of the iData link stuff. For this particular truck, it has no steering wheel controls. The radio's not Maestro ready. It didn't make sense to use the Maestro RR for the install. If you had more and there was a Maestro ready radio, we would definitely be using the Maestro RR for this job. However, when we're done that, we also have for the dash kit from Metra is a 953305 and the antenna adapter. So let's get wiring. Alright, here we are getting ready to hook up all these wires. I've opened up this harness a little bit. I like to move stuff around, make just to clean up the wiring a little bit. Sometimes some of the wires start getting a little bit tight when you try and make them look neat. So I like to just undo the harness, and when I go to put it all back together, that's when I start rebuilding the harness. Taping it back down so there's no wires that are being pulled on tight, and everything fits in there and flows nice and smooth. Go. I was looking this morning and I see we've gained another subscriber. Brings me up to 54 now, which is great. Thanks to everybody that does subscribe, watches these videos. I know some of them probably get rather boring. I'm trying to make them as entertaining as I can. Alright, and there we have it. Here's our harness. It's all wired up. You can see I've got it all secured, taped up, back up. We've got our remote on wire here ready to go for the remote on wire for the amp. I've gone and where all my connections are, they're right underneath this tape. It's a little different than these. It's I've seen others doing it. I started trying it and it worked great. So if I ever have to get to the connections, I just undo this little tiny section of tape, and I don't have to undo all this and that and ruin everything. So with that all wired, now it's time to go put the dash kit, get this thing plugged into the radio, and see if we have sound. Alright, here we are back in the truck again, getting ready to plug everything in and see if we did everything right. There are two connectors. They will only fit one in each plug, so you don't have to worry about getting them backwards. On the inside of this unit, you will, when you plug it in, you will see a little blue LED inside there. That tells you what it's doing. Right now, it was solid blue. It showed the can was recognized, so that's good. So let's plug this in, see if we have everything we need. See if this radio works. We have our chimes. It powers up. And that chime is as annoying as ever. I'm not worried about hooking the antenna up or anything to get actual music going. I just want to hear right now all my speakers. There's the right rear, or left rear, sorry. Front left, right front, and right rear. So all of our speakers are still working. Let's change the radio station. Shut it off, see if it stays there. And it did. So we're good there. Like I said, I'm not going to plug this in or actually secure it in there because I've still got more stuff to do. I've still got to run the RCA wires, the remote on wire for the amp that we have coming, the Bluetooth microphone, and the GPS antenna. So stick around. We're going to run some of that stuff now and get this thing ready to be put back together and show you the final product. Alright, we are getting ready to take the door panel apart. This piece here, this trim, you just put your panel tool in there, top and bottom, couple little clips, comes right out, no issues. Top sail panel here. Alright. I got a fresh new battery in the GoPro. We'll keep going. Got a panel up inside here. Right in behind where the door and grab handle is. Just use a pick tool, get a hold of it, and it comes out. And then you have two 10mm bolts, top and the bottom of your grab handle. Making sure not to drop any bolts. And then you have two 10mm bolts in behind the grab handle. They're a bit of a pain to get, but take your time, go slow with it, they come out, and you don't drop them. The door lock piece, take your pick tool, has a little square, that comes out, releases the lock on the inside of it, which allows that to come out. Your door latch handle, you've got a little pin here on the bottom that slides outwards. And pulls off, which gives you access to this panel here. Showing another 10mm bolt. And with that, we are set to take this panel off. So once you get all these panels off, or all the clips around the perimeter of this panel, lifts up, then you've got your window switches, which then sometimes you can get away with just pushing down, other times you might need a little something to help push down on the tab. A small flathead pick tool, and there we are. And with that, now we can undo the door latch. There. Show you what is going on there. On this, it has two little tabs. So if you grab a pair of needle nose pliers, squeeze them in, it pulls out of the mount that it's in, and then you can just twist it and the ball comes out. So now we have our speaker. Our nice, wonderful, high quality factory speaker. One 7mm bolt at the top. A little something to get in behind. Pop it out of there. Disconnected, and we're getting this out of here. And there we have it. Wonderful piece of technology that GM came up with. Alright, here we are getting ready to put the speaker back in. As you can see, we've got our sound shield speaker rings put in, help with the sound reproduction. The ARC audio 6.5s. We've got the wires all soldered, heat shrunk here. I've gone and put a quick disconnect here. So if they have to take this speaker out to get to something in here, they can disconnect it and replug it back in, not worry about speakers being backwards. As you can see, I did leave the factory plug. I try not to cut them off if I don't have to. Even if the customer says they'll never put this factory speaker back in, if they choose to, they have the plug for it. And then we just put that there. Turn some music on for a second, and we should have some sound. Once that radio loads up. And we do. It works like it's supposed to. So now it's just a matter of putting everything back together in reverse order of what we took it apart. Put the screw into the top here to secure the speaker. I did also put foam on both sides of the speaker. The speaker itself came with foam, and I put foam on the back of this adapter to help prevent rattles. So that'll just lock in there like that. And I'm going to put the door back together, and then I'll show you what we did with the tweeters. Alright, here's the driver's side A-pillar. I got the tweeter already mounted up. Luckily it would pretty much fit almost perfect in that one spot, so I put some structural adhesive on the back side of it, keep it from moving. And just like that. Not a whole lot to it. I am going to be running the crossover. I've got to get it mounted. But these ARC Audio X2 speakers, they come with this two-way crossover. So I do have to get that mounted up somewhere in the dash, so it's not going to be a problem. And hook that up so it protects the tweeter. And then put it all back together. And you take it apart. At the top of the A-pillar, there's a single 7mm bolt inside of this hole. You take the cover off, take out the screw, wiggle it out, and off it comes. So let's go put this back in the truck. Okay, here we are, back in the vehicle, getting ready to hook up the tweeter and everything. Going for the speaker wires. On the tweeter plug here, you'll notice it has two sets of wires coming in to this one connector. One of these is our main feed from the radio. The other is our direct line straight out to our door speaker, and the tweeter plugs off of this. So that tells me, looking at this connector, I can hook up my door speaker here to the woofer side of my crossover that we're going to be installing, and use this wire here as our main input, and then just run our tweeter wire, which we have already somewhat tucked in behind there, to use it as a tweeter wires. Now I've already tested to make sure that the wire I'm soldering right now does go to the door speaker. It also tells me that it's a full range sound because the tweeter itself had its own capacitor on it, and this wire is just a straight bypass right past the tweeter. And then that'll be the driver's side front door finished, done. I can jump over to the passenger side. If you've been following along, I've already got the radio installed. I don't have it fully done because I've still got the backup camera to wire in there. The reverse wiring is all set, ready to go. Now it's just finishing up everything else. So that white and white black, I'm going to use that going to the speaker from the crossover. And same with a lot of Chevs back in this era. The tan wire on here, that's your positive. The gray, that's your negative. I'm not sure how many years Chev had that for their wiring color, but I know it's been a while. So knowing that, I'm using this white wire as the positive. And this wiring here, this one's going to go to the crossover as the main feed for it. I also see that my views, or watch hours I guess they call it, it's up over 100. So apparently, obviously, my videos are helping somebody out there. Hopefully if you're watching this one and you were stuck, hopefully this helps you get past the problems that you're running into. So that takes care of the input side of the crossover. And our door speaker output. Get that stuff hooked up and alright, we are back. Let's see if I can. There's the wiring we have done up. This is going to be tucked up in here, mounted nice and secure. Now I've still got a little cleanup on this wire to do here. The tweeter's in. Sounding great. So now it's just a matter of putting that back on. Go to the driver's door. Stick around. Alright, we have the front doors back together. They're sounding great. We'll let you hear them towards the end. So now we're working on the driver's rear door. Again, you have the panel that's in behind your grab handle. A panel, I guess I should say, not handle. A small little tool for that one. Go, that uncovers that 10mm bolt. So you take out the two 10mm bolts that are behind the first cover you took out. This one here behind that panel. And then we have all these here to take off as well. Which that one there is already half off. There's that. And then take that one off. And then we have this door handle. Which looks like somebody's been in there before. Push the pin up further. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we got that all apart now. We got one 10mm bolt, takes out the rear speaker. Just like that. And there we have it. Such a wonderful piece of engineering that GM had on these. And thanks to the person who put the undercoat on there. They just drowned the back of the speaker. I'm going to go get washed up and I'll be right back. Alright, as you can see, that rear speaker is all mounted. I made a little 1/2-inch plastic panel to put that on. We got foam on the back side of it. Secure it in there. Went from 5 1/4 up to a 6.5-inch two-way speaker. Factory one just wasn't all that good. So now, let's put this door back together and we'll get started on the other side. Alright, welcome back. We're into day 2 of this Chev truck. We're gonna get the passenger side front A-pillar taken care of. Get the tweeter run, mounted, get the crossover hooked up. To take these off, up inside here, where I took that cover off, you have a 10mm bolt. There's two of them on this side. The driver's side, there's only the one. And the driver's side, the driver's side is actually a 7mm bolt, not a 10. So there goes those two bolts. You take the grab handle off of there. And then, with a little bit of wiggling, just like the others, out comes the A-pillar. And it shows us our tweeter. There, just like that, A-pillar's off. You can take the grill from around the tweeter. There's two little tabs on the back. You push them out towards the front. Take the wire connector off of the clip that it's hanging on by. And you can take the tweeter and the front mount clip out all in one. And then it'll leave you with the ability to take the tweeter right off this mount and mount up the new one. And take the tweeter out, it's very simple. There's a couple little tabs on the side. There's one here, and then a little one here. And all you do is you just move those tabs a little bit so they come out. Wedge the tweeter a little tiny bit. Make sure to work your way around. Don't just try and start one area, but then the tweeter itself comes right out. No issues. And all you do is just those two tabs, and then you got this third one. So, time to go mount up the new ARC audio tweeters and go from there. Alright, been a long couple days doing this install. We are finally finished for now. We have all the door speakers done. Not that you can see them done, but we did the front door speakers, we did the rears, the radio's installed. Got a little bass dial there for when I hook up the amp. We've got a GPS antenna up there, a Bluetooth mic up in the middle of the center by the rear view mirror. We also installed a tailgate backup camera. So that's all done and ready. We've gone along, polarity tested all the speakers, made sure they were all good and in polarity. We just used one of these little things. You play a tone, some popping tones through the speaker, and it tells you if it's all in polarity or if they're backwards. They're a great little thing. Great for troubleshooting too. So with that, gonna let you hear this for a second. It's a radio station, sorry. I don't own the rights to any of this music. It's just to demonstrate it. But you can hear the highs real nice and clear, real crisp, clean. It's exactly what I expect from ARC Audio. Next time you see this truck, we will be installing. There's some ground zero. Kind of hard to really see them right now, but we got some ground zero subs back here that we will be installing. We just we had the wrong box ordered for this truck. It was for the crew cab, not the extra cab, so I've got to get that reordered, get it here, then we'll install the amp, the sub box, get the subs in here, and finish this truck off. So stick around. If you like this, click that subscribe button. I've seen 54 of you already have, thousands more could. Stick around, see how the next video comes out, and when the box comes in, we get it hooked up. We'll put the finished product up here and see what you think of that as well. So till next time, keep it loud, stay warm.